Are you sick? Do you plan on getting sick? If you said yes, you might not want to live in the states on this list. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to The World According to Briggs. Let's talk about how much health insurance will run you in 10 of the most expensive states for health insurance. This is a very requested video. I get questions about healthcare, Medicare, and health insurance all the time. People want me to make lists about it and things like that. And I, wanted to, but I sort of avoid it because there are so many things that go into this subject. Making a long, informative video on the subject would probably be the right way to go, but that's not what I do. I do 10-minute videos in a list form that look at a stat or two. The way you should look at my videos is sort of like a pamphlet you get for a new car. They give you an idea what it's about. If you're interested, you need to do more research on price, reliability, resale value, and eventually go for a test drive or something like that. Today we're looking at the average health insurance prices in the 10 most expensive states for health insurance. Should this stop you from moving to a state? Maybe, maybe not. If you're already struggling with medical bills, probably not a good idea. If you're on the fence about moving to a certain state that happens to show up in this list, maybe this will change your mind, but it shouldn't be the only one because these prices aren't terribly out of whack. It's not like one place you're paying $5,000 a year and then there's another one paying $30,000 a year. It's not that drastic. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, in 2021, the average health insurance premium is $452 a month or $5,424 a year. This is down slightly from the average monthly cost of $462 in 2020. So you're saving $10. Health insurance premiums and plans, these numbers came from a couple different government organizations, including the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Now, I will tell you one thing about this list. I kind of rounded some of the dollars up. I don't think you need to hear about the 0.7 cents or something like that on the numbers. It just slow it down. So in case the numbers don't add up perfectly, that's why. All right, let's see what you're looking at if you move to one of these states. Number 10, Nevada. Yeah, besides gambling, they also have a lot of sick people. Well, not a lot. They have their fair share. I imagine skin cancer is a big one for these people. And when it comes to healthcare access, they're actually ranked last. And a lot of that has to do with how spread out the state is. I mean, you got Reno, you got the Las Vegas metro area, and maybe Laughlin. After that, there's a lot of small towns with a lot of space in between them and not many hospitals. So that's why they don't have really good access. And on top of it, I mean, one organization has them ranked as 39th in quality of healthcare. And they made the list for the most expensive premiums or insurance, So you're paying a lot, not getting a lot. Your monthly premium in Nevada, on average, is going to be $566, which comes out to about $6,792 a year. That's 14% higher than the national average. Number 9, Alaska. Alaska, like Nevada, has access issues, and that's just because it is a giant frickin' state. But unlike Nevada, they rank pretty high for their quality of healthcare. They're actually ranked second in the nation. It's just too bad that this place is so spread out. Some people that live out in the boondocks, if they're driving, they're like half a day away from a legit hospital or more. And in some cases, that could be deadly. Your monthly cost for health insurance in Alaska is $572, bringing that out to about $6,869 a year. That's 15% higher than the national average. Number 8, California. Yeah, how about that? California. Finally, they're not topping the list in something when it comes to how much it costs. Everything else in that state is painfully expensive. When it comes to public health care, meaning the state-run stuff, California is actually ranked the best in the nation. When it comes to access, they're actually 21st, and the quality of health care, they come in 6th. So you're not doing really bad by getting health care in California. Your monthly cost is going to be $588 on average. That comes out to about $7,056. That's 18% higher than the national average. But at least you're getting something decent for that, I mean, it's not the best, but it's not terrible. And California has some outstanding hospitals, some of the best in the nation. Number 7, Massachusetts. The Bay State, the Pilgrim State, the Puritan State, the Old Colony State, or the Baked Bean State. It's got a lot of nicknames. Actually, the Bay State's the official one, and they got some good health care. They're actually ranked second in the nation. Their healthcare access is number 2. Their healthcare quality is 14, and public healthcare, it's 4th. So they're not doing that bad, but it'll cost you. Your monthly cost is going to be $599. That comes out to about $7,184 a year, and that's about 20% higher than the national average. So it is expensive, but like California, you're getting quality healthcare. I mean, they have some of the greatest hospitals in the country. Tufts Medical Center, Beth Israel, Massachusetts General Hospital. They've got some really good hospitals in this state. Number 6, Nebraska. The Cornhusker state has a lot of 3 things: open spaces, corn, and high insurance premiums. They also have a whole hell of a lot of boredom, but that's a different video entirely. Nebraska is kind of middle of the road when it comes to their rankings on their health care. They're 28th in access and 37th in quality of health care. So it doesn't look like they're setting many records. They have a lot of corn, so that probably clears up a lot of colon issues too. If you live in Nebraska, you can look forward to paying $615 a month or $7,379 a year for health insurance, and that's about 24% higher than the national average. Number 5, Louisiana. The Pelican State is not a place you want to work, get sick, or get injured. And if you work in Louisiana, chances are you're going to get injured. They're one of the top states in the country for workplace injuries and deaths. They're ranked 46 in overall healthcare, and they charge you like it isn't. They charge you like it's like the 5th best or something. The quality of healthcare is ranked 47th in Louisiana, and getting to a doctor wasn't terrible. Their access is only 22nd, so middle of the road there. Your premiums are looking like $629 a month in Louisiana. That gives you $7,545 a year. That's about 27% above the national average. Number 4, Vermont. The Green Mountain State is one of the best states if you got some money. They have a high cost of living and their housing is, a bit expensive. You don't get a break on healthcare either. The good news is when it comes to access, they're ranked 5th in the nation, so that's good. And if you go into a diabetic coma from eating too much syrup, they can get you right in. Not a problem. Your health insurance premiums are $649 a month on average in Vermont. That comes out to about $7,786 a year, putting them about 30% above the national average. Number 3, Wyoming. The Cowboy State has a couple leading causes of death that other states have further down the line when you make a list like this. Cirrhosis and pushing your own off button due to depression are 2 of them. They don't have that many people and a lot of open space, so access is actually ranked 44th in the nation. That's not good. Quality of healthcare is middle of the road compared to other states, so that's not bad. But you're paying for it. You're looking at a monthly premium on average of $670 a month. That gives you about $8,039 for the whole year, which puts Wyoming about 35% above the national average. Number 2, New York. What isn't expensive in New York City? New York City is so expensive on everything, it brings the stats for the entire state down. The good news is they have great healthcare, both private and public in New York. They're ranked 3rd in the nation for public healthcare, which is outstanding if you know how massive their system is. And they've come a long way since the 1970s. For some reason, every movie about bad hospitals seemed to include Bellevue Hospital. Back in like the 70s and the early 80s. It was weird. I was never there, but it always seemed like this was the place you went when you went crazy. You started hearing voices in your head that told you Star Trek was better than Star Wars, things like that. But they have some great hospitals in New York City and throughout the state. It's just expensive to get insurance there. The average monthly premium in New York State is $701 a month, which brings you up to about $8,413 thereabouts, which puts them about 42% higher than the national average. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we got another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. I keep harping about it, but I really want to get another one of those silver play buttons with 100,000 subscribers. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, West Virginia. Who saw this one coming? Can you believe they topped a list at something? And obviously it's not a great list to be at the top of. West Virginians who get their health insurance through employer-sponsored programs are paying some of the highest rates in the US for premiums and deductibles. And if you're getting it privately, you're paying even more. This is not a good thing for this state. They have enough problems going on with unemployment and extreme poverty. They don't need this. The state's public care system was ranked the worst in the nation, and overall, their whole healthcare system was ranked 47th by USA News. When I see numbers like this and the costs they endure, I feel like their politicians need a new job. And they have for a long time. I was reading reports about them leading or almost leading the nation in health insurance costs as far back as 2010. And I'm sure it went back way further than that. It's like a coal miner with a steady cough can't catch a break in this state. Your monthly premiums in West Virginia average around $712 a month, putting you about $8,540. That's harsh. They're about 44% higher than the national average. Alright, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. I've been asked about this subject many times, so for those of you that asked, I hope this helps you, and I hope it leads you in the right direction, what you're looking for. Alright everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, and be nice to each other.